or come across situations like this. Surely, every single day we experience phenomena that may appear to be merely coincidence. However, these phenomena are the product of certain key natural ingredients. For instance, in different online platforms, you can encounter videos of several minotrons being placed on a table set to oscillate in different frequencies and intensities. Nevertheless, passed through enough time, we can observe that each and every single one of them comes and goes at the same oscillation speed and same intensity. These two quantities are essential to characterize the phenomenon known as synchronization. In other words, synchronization happens when the frequency and the range of several elements of an oscillatory system act in unison. Where can synchronization be observed? Synchronization occurs in nature more often than one. They tend to synchronize their menstrual periods similarly to journey across a phenomenon that is known as self-induction. Self-induction is a regulation of genetic expression that allows communication within a cell population. In case of bacteria, this mechanism consists of communication between individuals of population through molecules known as self-inductors. These molecules allow bacterial population to explore in search for food or defend themselves from adverse situations. All this through changes in the number of members of it in the community. Concretely, self-induction is based on the production and delivery of self-inductors, which is directly proportional to the density of bacterial population. In other words, when a population exceeds a certain threshold, the bacteria detects the presence of self-inductors, and consequently their genes responsible for population behavior are activated, which provokes the bacteria unicellular organisms to behave as coordinated community, meaning a multicellular organism. An analogy of this phenomenon can be observed in a massive rock concert. Each attendee at a concert is an individual. When you reach a certain number of attendees, the music coordinates the dancing or jumping of the public. Alternatively, music corresponds to the signal sent by molecules to synchronously coordinate the behavior of each individual. Similarly, to observing a Mexican wave at a stadium, as it's known in English-speaking countries, it travels across the bleachers. As a preliminary conclusion, the understanding of this biological mechanism can result in the development of medications that make difficult or even block the signals of self-inductors, weakening their resistance to antibiotics or allowing professionals to develop less invasive treatments in the case of some bacterial diseases without the side effect that more aggressive medications have. So what tools do we have to understand nature? Dynamic systems and bifurcation theory, branches of mathematics are particularly relevant in the understanding of dynamics and consequence of certain phenomena, particularly the self-inductive modeling, meaning this allows characterization and discovery of essential ingredients for the coordination mechanism driven by self-inductors. From an applied mathematical point of view, the theory of dynamical systems consists of a set of theoretical tools that allow the strict characterization of dynamical consequences of a determined interaction. Meanwhile, bifurcation theory, deeply connected to the dynamical system theory, is in charge of exploring and determining all essential dynamics events that occur in mathematical modeling. From a certain point of view, for example, one can consider a population of bacteria divided into subpopulations, one positive and the other negatively regulated by a concentration of self-inductors, which are produced by the whole population. This way, 3 ingredients are distributed in different positions within a region. For example, Petri dish. Thus being, the interactions that are sought to be understood are equivalent to studying a phenomenon of population synchronization given a process of communication site to site, which is defined by concentration of self-inductors in each site and their properties of transportation to the other sites. The natural order and its chaotic model. The self-induction model, briefly described above, has a fundamental characteristic very interesting in the theoretical point of view: the rise of homoclinical chaos. This is a concept somewhat technical, but still fascinating in the sense that besides being a recently studied dynamical phenomenon, occurs when certain key conditions are satisfied when changing certain parameters in the system. These parameters correspond to the characteristic not only related to the processing of self-inductors by bacteria, but also to the interaction between subpopulations. When this scenario happens, the dynamic consequences become unpredictable, which is a fundamental characteristic of chaos. Thank you so much for listening in, and also if you've got any questions, please don't be reluctant to send them back and probably highlight them. This is only for learning purposes. However, criticisms and any suggestions are highly welcome. Thank you so much.